On YouTube in the off-road and rock crawling and overlanding kind of space, there's a lot of people with, tens of thousands of dollars in trailers and equipment and all the fanciest, latest, greatest stuff to go camping with. I have none of that, so I figured I'd make a quick video here, and we'll talk a little bit about what I, bring with for camping trips. What's my camp setup? Because it's pretty minimalist, we'll say. All right, tote number one. Before I get going on this, I will mention these are just, I don't remember the brand or anything, but they are just kind of a set of 4 totes that I got from Home Depot, and they stack on top of each other. So they're nothing expensive or crazy. They're not like sealed, waterproof or anything. They're decent latching. They won't, they'll keep the rain out, and there is a little loop here. There's a spot on both sides for a padlock if you wanted to lock them. Anyways, so this one's going to be all our kitchen stuff. This is going to be a lot to go through. So we've got just a generic plastic plates, 4 plates and 4 sets of silverware and 4 collapsible silicone cups. We got a couple extra silicone cups, table cover, tablecloth. It's supposed to be insect repellent. I'm not sure on that one. We ended up with a couple of these egg trays. And then, let's see, what we do with trash bags? Lots of trash bags. Pack out your garbage, always. And then paper plates, smaller paper plates, paper bowls, a roll of paper towels. And we got a couple, here, we'll start with this one. So we got right here, just kind of a super, pretty cheap Amazon cook set. This was, I think, actually a backpacking one that I ordered, but because it's cheap Amazon, it's a little heavy for backpacking, but it works perfect as truck camping. And this covers probably most of everything we would ever cook on the road. I mean, plenty there, and got your scissors and bottle opener and a little cutting board and a nice knife in there. So that's fairly complete already. Gotta have your marshmallow roasters or hot dog roasters. And this is also for the grill. It's like a big Swiss Army knife kind of deal. I think this was a gift, right? Yeah. So it's got the spatula and the big fork, brush. So carry that one. And lastly, a nested pot set. All right, tote number 2. This one is going to be my cooking tote, and only because, well, you'll see. So, firstly, I've got kind of the big cast iron griddle in here. And this is the camp stove. It is like a super cheap Walmart Ozark Trail thing. That's just a 2-burner, and there's like a grill that goes on the top, but it's pretty messy, and so picking up the cast iron piece helps because I want to say our most frequent camping meal is burgers or hot dogs, kind of easy camping food like that. We're not out here going crazy with the cooking. That is, I feel like, kind of a luxury that comes with the crazy, fancy, expensive setups that a lot of guys run. But that works for now. And like I said, with the with a nice set of pots and pan, if I wanted to, I could make that work for something a little more involved. That's the propane adapter for one of these guys, so I carry a couple of these guys as backups just in case. And then I've got one with the blowtorch nozzle on it. I start campfires with this usually. And then we have a couple lighters to light the elements, and a couple of these like grill brushes. The downside to this whole setup is it is kind of messy. So even scrubbing it down right after you're done cooking, you're not gonna put it away clean. So this usually ends up getting locked away a little more carefully so it doesn't attract wildlife, just because it's, you know, still greasy and it smells like food. But that's about it for this tote. Okay, so this tote is kind of my junk drawer in a sense. So we'll just jump into it. This is again, kind of a backpacking sort of chair. It's got this, push that together and you got like a nice rigid seat. It's a bit small for a seat, so we end up using it as a footstool. I think this was also a gift or a Christmas party, or, you know, one of those things that you end up getting and you're like, oh, okay. So it's a good footstool. It's a seat in a pinch. Got a spare beanie just in case it gets colder than we expect. A couple frisbees. And then this, I have all my lights in here, so I've got a couple different lanterns. That one needs new batteries. And we got this little lantern. And a big wad of headlamps. Those are valuable. A couple different flashlight. This one's really, really bright. And then, got a couple of these. They're like string lights. Here. Yeah. So they're kind of fun. I think those were a gift also that we didn't really know what to do with. Those are kind of nice in the roof tent for like a night light, in the sense that I'm not lighting up a flashlight when I have to get up in the middle of the night. Let's see, got a couple flint and steel strikers, fire starters. Got one of these like camping fire starter discs. Got a couple day bags. And then this one's like a waterproof water bag, so you can drop stuff in there and roll it up and clip it. Keep stuff dry. Let's see. There's like an emergency whistle. That's always kind of nice to have. This is like a little clothesline kit, so if we get stuff super soaked, we can string that up between trees. It's got some hooks there that I can hang stuff to dry. Let's see. Got a little extra hatchet in case the one in the truck is no longer in the truck for some reason. Plenty of hand warmers and a couple emergency blankets, a couple rain ponchos. This bin kind of started as like, yeah, emergency gear or just kind of, you know, essentials, but sort of turned into a junk drawer. Got like extra shoelaces in case we need to tie something up. More survival blankets. We got some gear patches. Some gauze pads. If you remember from the other video, I do have a pretty comprehensive first aid kit in the truck, but these are good to have as well. Always carry some first aid. Random tent stake in here. And we got a couple different flavors of wet wipes for if we're on a multi-night and want to shower or whatever. Another rain poncho. Bear spray, that's a good one. Especially up here in the northern Rockies, we do get a lot of bears around here, so at least one of those is good to carry around. Hand sanitizer, lots of bug spray, and insect repellent bands, and a couple things of sunscreen. And then lastly, we've got another bag of things here. Got some of these are waterproof ones? Yeah. Just got some waterproof matches, another survival blanket, random granola bar. It's like an emergency mirror, and I think another whistle. And one of these like hand crank flashlights, just in case. Final tote. So this one's kind of an overnight bin. We got extra roll of paper towels. We've got a actual towel. I've got a couple more in the house that are kind of past their prime, so where that'll become 2 or 3 towels in here. And then we've got a nice pair of sandals, and she's got a pair of flip-flops because it seems like every time we go somewhere, I sit there and say something like, well, it's probably going to be muddy, so I'll wear boots. And then we climb up into the tent for the night, and my boots don't fit in the boot bag on the tent. So these are kind of nice for that, for throwing in the boot bag, and then if I have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, I'll use those. Kind of also good for if there's a lake or whatever, river, that we want to kind of splash around in. Also got a hammock and a hammock rain fly here in case we want to kind of camp under the stars more so than in the roof tent. This is a car vacuum kind of thing that we actually take that part off and hook that up in there. And so this, we use this to inflate and deflate the mattress in the tent. It's like a self-inflating foam mattress, so it does most of it on its own, but it needs a little bit to get to the end. If we don't use this, then when I lay on it, I can feel pressure points where the slats on the thing are. The frame of the tent. That's the word I was looking for. So that's a good one to carry for our overnight trips. And then these are like moisture bags, so that the idea is you throw one of these in the tent and then it'll help prevent all the condensation inside the tent. And they're like microwavable, so when this little blue icon turns pink, they're saturated and you have to microwave them, and then you can use them again. So those are pretty cool. And then I've got a couple rolls of toilet paper in here. That's also a necessity. And a random koozie. And that's kind of it for this bin. All right, so that was the 4 bins that I have. There's a few more things that we usually throw in the bed of the truck that I'll go over real quick, and then we'll look at what goes in the cab. Usually when we load up the truck to go, I'll do 2 stacks of 2 in the bed and push them kind of apart. And then in between the 2 stacks of bins, I can throw about this much space, and I can throw a couple of these and this guy. So this is a folding like camp table. It's I don't know, a little smaller than my tailgate, but it's nice to have an extra surface there without having to bring one of the big plastic folding tables. And then we've got 4 chairs that we can bring. So we got one of these. These are like Cabela's. This is like the big rocker. Hopefully you guys can see that. So we got one like that, and then one of these that's like a rocking chair kind of deal. And then we have 2 of those like super cheap folding camp chairs that you get at Walmart for like $9 or whatever. So we could bring 4 chairs, the little folding table, and all 4 camp totes in the bed of the truck. Leaves the back seat open. I have a pretty cheap Walmart sleeping bag, and she has a nicer one, but typically those will just get chucked loose in the back seat, and then we'll just put them in the tent as soon as we get to camp. And then, depending on how long of a trip we're taking, we'll either bring this cooler or this cooler. The last few things that I want to go over in relation to what I carry for a camping setup is going to be the stuff that stays in the roof tent. So if you don't know, the nice thing about a lot of roof tents is they have enough space you can leave a few things in there when you close it. So we have, in this one, we have a fitted sheet and a comforter that stays in there full time. And we've got, excuse me, I'm just getting over being sick. We've got a couple inflatable pillows in there, so we don't have to worry about bringing those from home. And we have a couple lights, a couple small lights that stay in the roof tent. And this tent actually does have some built-in lighting too, so that's also nice. And we do have a USB power bank that stays in there full time to power those. Although then the trick becomes you got to remember to charge that USB power bank before you go on a trip. So nice to have some backup lighting options in the event of that. And that kind of covers everything. My philosophy towards car camping right now is you don't need tens of thousands of dollars of the fanciest stuff. I mean, this is all nothing super crazy, and it took us a little while to accumulate it, but you could put this together for fairly cheaply, and kind of wanted to end this video on a note of kind of get out there with what you got. Back in the college days, half of our crew just kind of built wood platforms in the back of their Forerunners and slept there. Like, you don't need crazy fancy stuff. Just get out there and enjoy it.
Oh, that is really cool.
Yeah.